anyways, yeah. So I think we can move into some of the actual NFL awards now. So let's start with the Comeback Player of the Year award. So the NFL gave this
The
award
what
to
award?
the Geno Smith Comeback Player of the Year
There we
award.
There we go.
No,
Good
no,
man.
no.
Good,
This is not
hey,
that.
good man.
The
Oh,
That was that might have been the worst high five attempt
Let's do that again.
I've ever
SGT
seen.
blooper.
There we go. Okay.
All right,
Amazing.
perfect.
That was
Wow.
crisp.
jeez, that was so bad.
That
That was horrible.
That was really
Oh
hard.
my god.
All right, let's
Well
do
That made
yeah,
it to
comeback
TikTok.
player. Do you guys agree with this award? I don't think there's anyone else I would put in this position to win
There
comeback player.
Are
of the
other
year.
options?
There's other
but
options.
I
There's other
think Geno
options.
Smith deserved it.
I think
So the real life nominees were Geno Smith, who won in real life, Saquon Barkley, and Christian McCaffrey.
yeah, you could make an
Yeah.
argument for
McCaffrey.
Saquon and McCaffrey too.
I would probably I also have Geno Smith first, but it's a close with me for Saquon, and then Christian McCaffrey's probably third.
yeah.
Because no one really doubted that Christian McCaffrey's going to come back. It was just
Yeah.
more so people doubted he was going to stay healthy rather than actually come
True,
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
But I think Geno Smith, just the story from about his career.
I think
I
that's
think,
what gave it to him. I think that's what
Again,
won it.
I'm being a hypocrite by picking a quarterback again.
I mean, he beat
But,
every
like-
single one of his former teams.
Yeah,
He
did
Yeah,
he?
he did.
He did every single one of his former teams.
Every
That's
single
kind of
one?
cool. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. How,
Really?
Wait, what former teams was he on? Obviously, the Jets and the Seahawks. Where else was he in between?
Was he with the Giants?
I have no idea. Quick research
I
here.
had this.
Let's look this up.
Jets.
He was
Yeah,
drafted
let's
by the
find
Jets.
out. Zyler,
Okay,
the research
ready?
god.
Jets, Giants, Chargers, Seahawks.
Yeah.
That's who Geno Smith was. I guess he beat all those teams. I'll trust you guys on
Yeah.
that one.
They beat the
Mhm.
Chargers?
Way to go,
Yeah, they
Eugene.
did.
Nice.
Maybe.
Well
and,
done.
and set
Eugene-
records for the
Is that his
franchise.
name?
Yeah,
Eugene?
Eugene.
Yeah,
Eugene
we talked
Smith.
His
We've
name?
talked about this before.
Yeah,
The
Eugene
Eugene Smith Award.
The Eugene Smith.
Okay,
Comeback
so-
Player of the Year.
Okay, he's a worthy winner. He's not a name the award after. If you're gonna name it after someone, it's
The Alex Smith Comeback
Yes.
Player of the
If
Year
we're gonna name
award.
it after someone
I
else.
can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Called the Smith.
Let's move on.
The Smith Award.
Honestly, I feel like the real awards this year were pretty easy. There's not gonna be
There's
a lot of controversy.
A lot of controversy, to be honest.
No.
No, not that I can think of. Coach
Brian Dable.
Brian
Brian
Dable.
Dable.
I agree.
Yeah.
Although shout out Andy Reid, he wasn't even there was a lot of great coaching performances this year.
There was.
Andy Reid
telling
wasn't
you.
even a nominee. He
This
might
is-
be my second pick.
This is the era of good coaching. You need to have a good coach to win.
I agree. I think and that's why I love the Sean Payton trade.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
like,
me
it
too.
makes a huge difference. So in real life, the winner was Brian Daywall, followed up by Sean McDermott, Doug Peterson, Nick Sirianni, and Kyle Shanahan were all nominees. Andy Reid doesn't even get nominated, and he was an
That's
amazing coaching
embarrassing.
season.
That's so sad.
Well, like not that any of these guys didn't deserve it either.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, absolutely, they all did. But it's hard not to at least nominate probably who is right now the best coach in the league and has been consistently for the last few years, Andy Reid. Just
Yeah.
just based off the seasons they've had, even like losing Tyreek and stuff. You got to give a lot of credit to Coach Reid on that.
Yeah. Well,
You
and obviously the Super Bowl doesn't count for this, but
Mhm.
the way he schemed up the stuff he schemed up on the goal line just absolutely bamboozled the Eagles defense.
Did you just say bamboozled?
I said bamboozled.
Bamboozled.
Were they not bamboozled?
no, 100% they were. Yeah, they were
bamboozled.
bamboozled.
So that's the kind of stuff they need.
Like the way you put that, though. I like the way you put that.
Although, real quick sidebar. Do you guys see that the Chiefs OC Eric Bieniemy is going to be the OC for the Commanders?
I did see that.
I did not see that.
That's so weird. Like,
Yeah, that's weird.
like he's not getting promotion. He's just going.
Yeah.
To he's leaving. I don't know.
That is strange.
I know because he's been in the running for a lot of head coaching jobs,
hmm
and he hasn't gotten any of them. He must be
Maybe
the worst interviewer of all time.
who's the
Ron
Commanders
Rivera?
head coach?
Ron Rivera.
Yeah, maybe he's on his way out there.
So that's part of it. He is kind of on the hot seat.
So maybe it's like the offensive coordinator is kind of like the next one in line.
Yeah, I also
So-
think part of it could be like he wants to get a head coaching job somewhere else, but he doesn't call plays for KC because Andy Reid calls plays.
Yeah.
So if he can get some play calling experience, that could help him become, or kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like part of it is he doesn't get credit as much because of Andy Reid. So I feel like if you can go out, prove that he can do it by himself,
Yeah.
then come back,
Maybe. Yeah.
then he might have better shot at a head coaching job. But it's still weird.
That makes sense.
To leave the
That makes
Chiefs
sense.
for the Commanders is a questionable choice.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you look at it in that way, but if you look at it with actual like
Yeah.
context and career
Yeah.
choices and
It makes
this
sense.
will lead to that, it makes complete sense.
Yeah, but I think he's doing it more so to get a future head coaching job rather
Yes.
than actually wants to work for the Commander.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one actually wants to work for the Commanders. I don't
No,
think.
not really.
Would you guys work for the Commanders?
Well, I mean, like, if I had no other NFL jobs and I was offered an NFL
Yeah.
job, yeah. But like,
yeah,
in terms of ranking of where I want to work, they'd be pretty low on my NFL totem pole.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I would probably say the same. You guys want to move on to? We'll move on to the rookie awards now.
Let's do that.
We'll take on offensive rookie first, just to mix it up a little bit.
I have Garrett Wilson. There was what's that sound?
Jake, who do you have?
well, I mean, obviously Garrett Wilson won, but like,
Yeah.
I think Ken Walker is right there with him.
I think he's right there with him
I gotta
too.
agree here. I'm biased, obviously, but if you take the bias away, he still got the most votes. He still deserved it. I mean, I'm not mad that he didn't win. Like Garrett Wilson also deserved it,
He's a
but
little salty.
I mean,
I'm a little.
it's a good consideration to have Kenneth Walker there.
Yeah, so in real life, Garrett Wilson won. Ken Walker and Brock Purdy were second and third, I believe, in that order. Jake, what's your pick?
Well, I wanted Walker to win it, but I mean, Wilson had the numbers to win it.
So
Yeah, Wilson had the numbers, but
What's your choice?
I would say Walker.
You would say Walker?
I would say Walker.
why?
Why?
Yes.
Because I think he was just the most like one of the most explosive backs in the league this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like for a 9 to 10 week stretch this year, everybody was begging for him in fantasy because he was scoring like
Because he was on my team.
80,
I picked
90,
him up, yeah.
90 yards a game, getting 1 or 2 touchdowns a game, like impressive stretch, especially for a rookie,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's why I would have gone for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wilson was just more consistent through the year.
He was very consistent, but consistent to a point where he didn't really get a lot. I didn't hear a lot about him during the
I
regular
didn't hear
season.
a lot about him either.
I didn't hear a lot about him. Like when he won the award, I was like, I don't even who? Oh, he plays for the Jets.
No, he was amazing. Trust. He had over 1,000 yards.
No, I looked at it. I looked at his stats this year, and yeah, he had like over 1,000 yards receiving and like 4 touchdowns or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So what's your pick,
Yeah.
Nate?
Yeah, like I would say Garrett Wilson. Like just because he was so consistent, like you said.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna win one of these season awards, you got to be consistent the whole year.
I agree.
That's why I say it's not Brock Purdy.
Oh my
everyone
God,
who says it
no.
is wrong.
I don't.
I think there's a lot. There's some much better offensive rookies that could have been nominated over Brock Purdy as well.
Put it this way: if this is a great Brock Purdy is a great example of recency bias. Imagine Brock Purdy played the first 6 games of the season and then got injured for the rest of the year. Do you think he gets a single vote?
No,
He doesn't.
no.
But because it's the last 6 games and we're
Yeah.
winning the playoffs, everyone remembers it.
Yep.
Brock Purdy was great. He was way exceeded any expectations. He should not have been anywhere near anyone's ballot for this award. I'm sorry.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but if Jimmy was playing quarterback when they got Christian McCaffrey,
results would have been
it
very
would have been
similar.
very similar, if not better for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
it would have been very similar, or they would have been in the Super Bowl.
Hey, Brock just did his job.
he
That's
did
all.
his job
just did
really
his job.
well.
Brock was.
I'm
good.
just,
I'm
hey,
hating on
yeah,
Brock.
yeah.
He just
No,
didn't play enough games.
No.
I agree with Zyler. No
Yeah.
diss on Brock there. He just wasn't enough for a whole season's worth
Yeah.
of awards.
And let's also point out Garrett Wilson put up that stat line with Zach Wilson at quarterback, or
Yes.
Joe
Yeah.
Flacco, or Mike White,
or Mike White.
or Chris Streveler.
Who?
Exactly.
Who?
They had 4
Yeah.
different quarterbacks
Chris
this year.
Streveler.
They had 4 different quarterbacks. I think Mike White was the best one. So
Yeah, I think he was too.
to do that within that absolute mess of an offense is
Fair
even more
enough.
impressive for me.
Fair
That's
enough.
fair.
I agree. I can agree with that one. Carson, you agree?
I mean, I'm gonna say Kenneth Walker. I don't.
As a
Yeah, you
Seahawks
kind of
fan,
gave your take a little bit.
yeah,
You
I can
kind
be
of
mad
going
at
off
you
what
'cause I
Jake
disagree.
said.
Carson, you're a Seahawks fan. I'll allow it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. Jake, you're just wrong.
Congrats.
You should
Alright,
not.
fine,
You
we'll give
two
the
should
award
not
to
be
Garrett
sitting next to
Wilson
each
then.
other.
We'll give the award to Garrett Wilson.
This is the first time I've
Just
ever convinced
give
you.
the award to Garrett Wilson. It's fine.
Jake just wants to move on.
Fair
It's
enough.
fine.
Defensive rookie.
Here we
It
go
is
again.
interesting how
Carson.
Here we go again.
Can I make the same claim for the same team?
Yeah, I'm
Jake.
going to. I'm going to. I think it should have been
Go,
Mullen.
Jake. Go, Carson, Jake.
Okay.
And we'll tell you what, and we'll tell you why you guys are wrong.
Well, I do think I'm wrong because Sauce is going to get my vote here, but Tariq Woolen is like this close behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For our Spotify listeners, I'm holding like a pinch.
To be fair,
this close.
I actually probably would pick Sauce here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
it
think
would
Sauce
it would be very close.
Dude, Sauce, the first time I saw him, I was like, that's his name. And then I just fell in
Sauce.
love with him. That's his name. And then
Yeah.
I was like, what? And then he was just like locking dudes up. And I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, do
This
you even know
kid's
this guy's
good.
real name?
Ahmed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty sure, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Ahmad.
Yeah.
Ahmad.
Ahmad? Oh,
Yeah.
crap. I Googled it. So that's,
Yeah, that's fair.
sorry, I whitewashed his name. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
My
I
bad.
agree. I have Ahmad Gardner, although
Yeah.
shout out to Tariq Woolen and Dane Hutchinson. Not that I'm trying to throw shade here, but like Trayvon Walker, did he like do anything this year?
No.
I didn't really hear much about him.
Like he did nothing all season. And again,
Yeah.
he has a project, but like
Yeah.
if you're the first overall pick as a non-quarterback, you should be in this conversation every single time. It's
Yeah.
not, so.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
firing-
You should at least be a nominee. probably.
I'm sitting here firing shots in the middle of an awards ceremony.
I know. I know. I know.
Nominated.
We're here to celebrate.
Tyler has ulterior motive.
I have my anti-Trayvon Walker agenda here that I'm pushing.
I do just want to point out that's pretty cool that the Jets and the Seahawks both had nominees for offensive rookie and defensive
Yeah,
rookie.
so
And
the
they were the
Jets-
1 and 2.
And the Jets
Yeah.
won both.
Jets won both, and I think I believe the Seahawks came second in both.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
did.
They
Yeah.
both had really good.
So hey, like that's a good sign though for both those teams.
Yeah.
You know,
And
that's a good
If
sign.
the Jets can get a consistent quarterback, then
If I'm being
And if the Seahawks can get a consistent quarterback too, because
going
that's
for a year.
yeah, but that's so hard
Going for
to
a
find a
year.
good quarterback after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, if I'm being even more honest, I'm not even sure Ken Walker was the best offensive rookie on his team. I think Charles Cross might have been better.
Yeah,
That's
the
a
rookie
fair
tackle.
take. Yeah.
Which like a tackle's never gonna win this award. That's just kind of
Yeah.
how it is. But like
yeah.
He doesn't get as much recognition.
no, and especially like difficulty of the position as a rookie at
Yeah.
running back versus
Yeah.
that tackle,
Yeah.
right? So he was also great. So I'll give that guy an honorary shout out.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, well, let's move on to our defensive player of the year. Jake, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Can I say on our Excel spreadsheet here of awards, Jake put up.
That's what I
Jake
was
wrote-
about to, this is
Oh,
what I was
okay.
about
Sorry,
to announce.
sorry. Okay.
about.
Oh, okay, go ahead. My bad.
So I have Mr. Didn't watch the Super Bowl, Nick Bosa.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Monster. Would you
Yeah.
guys agree? Just monster.
I agree.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree.
I agree, but I put on my under my name on the Excel sheet, I put Bosa brackets Chris Jones. And I think Bosa did just enough that I'm gonna pick him the sack production.
Yeah.
But Chris Jones was so good that
Yeah, he was.
like
yeah.
I nearly picked him, and he only got like I think one first place vote, and he could have gotten them like at least half of them. So I'm going Bosa a little bit reluctantly because I love Chris Jones, but
Yeah, no, I think Chris Jones got a lot of recency bias, mostly just from the Super Bowl after the awards were done.
I don't think
Yeah.
so. He wasn't even that good in the Super Bowl.
Well, it was just because they won. It's
He
just
was-
because
he was good in the other
the Chiefs gave him
games.
clout. The Chiefs gave him
Yeah.
clout, and he
Totally.
won. So I think that's like I would go Chris Jones as my number 2. But yeah, you got to go with
Again,
Nick
it's
Bosa, I think.
it's
yeah,
peak versus
Mhm.
consistency.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
And Nick Bosa was consistent all year.
All year.
You know,
Yeah, that's fair. And then Micah Parsons, the other nominee, also obviously amazing.
I think he's always going to be in that top.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's just not going to win it.
he might.
has
He might win
second
one or-
year.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he might win one, and don't get me wrong. Like he's
He'll probably
good.
win it within the next year or two.
has Miles
If
Garrett
I'm-
won one?
I don't know
No.
if Miles Garrett has won one.
Miles
I
Garrett-
think he has.
Miles Garrett could retire as the best defender ever to not win a DPOY. I'm pretty sure he
Maybe.
hasn't.
I don't.
He's
think he
like right
has.
there. He lost to TJ Watt the one year where he was like really close.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
he has not.
Yeah, he could be the best defender ever to not win one, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, probably.
It's very possible. But yeah, what was it? 15 and a half sacks, I think, for Nick Bosa this year.
I
Something like
think
that.
so. Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
So dominant. Pretty very good
Yeah.
in the run game too.
Yeah,
Hard to not pick
18
him.
and a half.
18 and a half was it?
18 and a
18 and a
half.
half.
That's insane.
Nice.
Where's
That's college.
Oh, that's college. Okay, hold on. 18 sorry, you had 15 and a half last year, 18 and a half.
18
Oh,
and a
okay.
half.
I don't know
Still.
if that's the guys I'm
Still.
voting for, but
That's pretty good.
Hmm.
Offensive player. Carson, who do you have for offensive player?
Mr. Jefferson himself.
Yeah, I think Jake, did you have Justin Jefferson or did you have another player?
No, I don't. I don't have another player. But again, it's a close second for me. Well, Justin Jefferson gets my vote.
Yeah.
But shout out Josh Jacobs for, I want to say the last 9 games he had 70% of his rushing yards after not playing for the first 4 or 5 weeks.
Something like that.
shout
Yeah.
out to Jacobs for putting up numbers in fantasy the week I gave him away.
Yeah.
I owe Jacobs an apology. I told you guys were idiots for that trade. I told Carson he was a genius.
Yeah,
And now the guy you traded for is in prison. So
fair enough.
We even talked about it in one of the first episodes. We talked about how we totally fleeced Carson.
I know,
trade.
yeah.
I told you
we
guys
did
you
it
were so
live during the podcast.
Yeah, I
too.
told you guys you were so dumb, and I ate my words. So I will accept I was wrong on that. I'm still picking Jefferson. I might even go Tyreek Hill second, honestly, but Jacobs.
I was gonna say Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill
second.
He got slept on for offensive player this year because what he did in Miami was like you could say Waddle too, but
the way he transformed Tua.
Yeah, the way he went from the greatest quarterback to
Tua
and still put up the same numbers. You know, it's you got to give Hill a lot of credit. Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, Jacobs wasn't even nominated for this.
That's crazy to me.
That's wild. He was
that's crazy.
Who were the nominees?
The nominees were Jefferson, Hill, Hurts, and Mahomes. So this award is always weird because it's
why would Mahomes not win this award?
Yeah, in theory, it should just go to the quarterback who wins.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me, I basically vote for this award as best non-quarterback offensive player.
Yeah.
And the QB and MVP is just a QB award.
Yeah.
If MVP is a purely QB award, then this should be the non-quarterback is kind of how I think.
Yeah, that's how I kind of see it too. Which kind of brings us into the MVP.
Yeah.
The unanimous winner, in my opinion.
I can't believe he wasn't unanimous. It's so sad.
I know.
Yeah.
We talked about this last episode.
I know. In my opinion, unanimous.
You want a 3, 2, 1 this?
3, 2, 1.
Patrick
Mahomes.
That was the first 3, 2, 1 of all
Wait,
time.
that again.
Wait, are we saying Patrick?
Patrick Mahomes.
3, 2, 1. Jackson Mahomes. Oh.
Anyways.
Jackson?
Yes.
Okay.
So Kermit the Frog.
It's Patrick Mahomes. Let's be real. Be real.
This guy was so good this season.
Yeah.
To lose his maybe the best receiver in the league in Tyreek Hill and to not miss a step. Yeah, he had Andy Reid. Yeah, I had Travis Kelce. I don't care. He's the best player in the league. It's not close.
Also playing through those injuries, man. It's inspirational to see him get up and run down that field with that ankle.
I obviously didn't, regular season award, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know. But
he's got that dog in him.
He does. He's got that frog in him.
Okay.